All right, I'm back again today. What's today's date? 10th March 2025. Today's date is 10th March 10 March 2025. All right, I have a couple of videos I want to make for us. My last video on consequences, the breeze was blowing so heavily, and the feedback I got was that they didn't hear me very well. So I had to promise them that I will recreate the video. So that will be the first video I will make, which is this video, and then either two more videos, then I'll go do something else. The underestimating power of consequences. Let's talk about the weather first. Houston weather is bipolar. Houston weather is bipolar. Today it will be cold. The next day it will be it will be so sunny. And the next day it will be windy. Like that. It's not stable. It fluctuates basically. Alright. So today is sunny and I love it. So love it. Let's talk about consequences a little bit. Though I will not delete the other one out. So what is gonna happen is, should I call this one part 2? Nah. It's more like another video on consequences. So let's dwell in. I don't have much time. The underestimating power of consequences. The underestimating power of consequences. What is underestimating? This is big English. So underestimating simply means looking down on something. Basically, not taking that thing serious. Underestimating is not taking something serious. So basically, with the topic underestimating the power of consequences, what I mean is that I've turned around and then I paid a closer look to our society, and then I find out that a lot of our youth, we pay little attention to consequences. You notice today my lips are not when it's cold, I don't know why it's like that. When it's cold, my lips dried faster. And when the atmosphere is better. Anyways. So we tend to underestimate consequences a lot, which is not good. I will explain the effect of us underestimating consequences, because we are not thinking. That's why I'm here to do the thinking for us. Underestimating the power of consequences. There are some basic laws of life, and no matter how you try it, those laws has absolutely nothing to do with whether you are a good man or not. Those laws are older than humanity. For instance, the law of gravity, the law of cause and effect, the law of any law at all that is universal. You dare not joke with it. There are some basic principles in life that immediately you step on it, you get the feedback. So we tend to do a lot of things without considering consequences. How are you sure that that's what is going on? Yeah, Because I see no reason why a lot of youth will embark on a lot of things, do things just because everybody is doing it, without thinking the consequences. You know, I was talking to a young man and then he said, my own will be different. My own is always different. And I was laughing. I said, I don't rule out the place of faith. You can have all the faith that you want in life. You can believe so much that your own will be different. It's okay. But understand that consequences are principles. And no matter what, you cannot outright principles. What you do with principles, especially universal principles, is that you try to align with them. You try to align with them. I might be more contextual in this other video than the previous one. I really feel that this topic is broad and it's a very important topic that nobody is saying anything about it. Consequences. Could it be that the reason why our young youths are misbehaving, thousands, especially Nigerians, are into online fraud called Yahoo Yahoo, is because no one is telling them about consequences? Nobody. You are playing bait Niger. What you fail to understand is there are consequences to every action that you are taking. Every decision, be it good or bad. So as a man, I'm talking to men first. As a man, before you take any action, before you do anything in life, anything, if you're about to do anything, the first thing I want you to do is pause. Review the consequences of that particular action when you take it. A man is to think first before he acts. Don't be like women who act before they think. All respect to women. But they are impulsive in nature, so why are we following them? They are short logical. Why are we following them? We are the ones to correct them and show them good examples. A man is supposed to process you need to process everything before you even take any step. Tell the people that you want to invest in business, tell them, okay, let me go process it first. Let me go think about it first. You notice in ancient time, before even when two communities want to go into war, there is always a process to follow. Why are we just acting without thinking about process? You know, it's because of lack of putting process in our actions. So we fail to see the end of those actions. Follow me. If you want to do something in life and you let that stuff pass through process, or you refine yourself by passing through process, there is no way you pass through process that you will not get to know that this particular action, this is the end of it. Every man is supposed to see the end of his actions from the beginning. You don't need to finish taking the action before you now realize, oh, I'm not supposed to have done this, so something told me not to do it. It's because you have failed to understand that in every action there are consequences. So you underestimate the effect of consequences. Anyhow, my own will be different. You fail to study, you fail to understand things, you fail to develop your values, and the consequences of it is massive. Even as a woman, this is not only to men. Even as a woman, you fail to understand the principles of consequences. You keep making mistakes again and again and again and again in life. Life doesn't just work that way. It just doesn't work that way. There are processes. You're underestimating power of consequences. In everything you do, first of all, ask yourself, what is the consequences of this action? Will I be able to survive the consequences? Because the ultimate purpose of humanity is survival. How will I explain this to my people? That if consequences is going to take your survival, there is no point you embarking on that journey. It's not cowardice. Take care of survival first before you embark on it. If the consequences of it is your survival, then go secure the survival. One thing with thinking is when you sit down and think before you act, you get to see the end from the beginning. And immediately you see the end from the beginning, you can now plan for the end. You can now, even before you get to that end, you've already planned the end of it. You've already forecasted the end. You've already put things in place to handle the consequences of that action. But a naive young man will just jump into actions without processing it, without even reconsidering the consequences of that action. My own is just to come and remind us. These are things that we know already. Why am I even shouting? One thing about my teachings is, I'm not coming to teach you something strange. I'm not coming to teach you rocket science. I'm not coming to teach you mathematics. I'm not coming to teach you complex things. It's just your day-to-day activities, just your regular life, your marriage, your business, your family. Consequences. When I was studying these consequences, I started asking myself, what could be the root cause of our youth, vibrant youth, with active, functioning brain, not processing information, not thinking about consequences? And then it dawned on me that all of us has been taught forgiveness. All of us. All of us have been taught forgiveness. And to worst it all, this forgiveness that they are even teaching us, they taught us forgiveness in a very, very wrong way. I'm not saying that humanity should be wicked. There is always a place for forgiveness. Yes, there is always a place for forgiveness. But you have to face the consequences. It's just like me. You hurt me, you do something bad to me. It's okay. I'm good. I'll forgive you. I don't have any issue with that. But the consequences, you must face it. And I want you to man up and face consequences whenever you make mistakes and the consequences backfired. Man up. Man up and face the consequences. Stop acting like a woman. Face consequences. Stop begging. Face consequences. Someone was asking me, so Epreso, what about when someone makes mistake genuinely? I understand when mistakes happens. Mistakes always happens. One thing about life is that life is always about balance. The universe is about balance. God designed the universe so well that it makes everything. I think one of these days I'll create a video on how balanced the universe is, so that we understand these things. What happens when I make mistakes? Should I still face the consequences, even though the mistake is genuine? Yes, sir. Consequences doesn't know if you were making a mistake or not. Consequences doesn't even know if you are ignorant or not. That is how bad it is. Consequences doesn't know, doesn't care if you were ignorant of its coming. Let's put consequences as a person. So consequences is Mr. A. So Mr. A doesn't care if you are aware of his existence or not. You face it. And I can put this in different contexts. I can use a lot of examples to explain this. A young man was telling the son, he came back from work and he caught the boy, his son. He caught the boy opening the mom's pot to steal meat. And then he said to the young boy, with these actions that you are taking, with this your behavior and with this your attitude, is it that you are going to end in jail, or what we call what's this thing called, jungle justice? Jungle justice. So the father was telling the son, with these actions that you are taking, stealing from your mom's pot, is it that one day you'll see yourself in jail, or jungle justice will be your fate? And the mother, being a woman, begin to shout, "Nah, why are you cursing my son? Nah, because of meat of how much? Meat of how much that you are cursing my son?" The young man shook his head and replied the wife, "Woman, I am a man with logic. I can see the end from the beginning. If this boy doesn't change from what he is doing, this is the consequences that he's going to face. It's okay that we will forgive him as the parent. I'm the father. Highest I'll whoop him. Highest I'll flog him. But if I don't show him, if I don't draw his attention to consequences, then I have failed as a father." Can we go back and teach our young youth about consequences? I perfectly understand the place of forgiveness. It's okay. It's okay. Forgiveness is for consequences. You sow what you reap, or you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Some people call it karma. Some gives it a different name altogether. Some call it the principal law of nature. A lot of people call it a lot of things. But I'm here to tell you, without mixing words, that if you embark on that journey without thinking about the consequences, it's not going to be funny. And one thing about my video is, when I'm teaching you, I don't give room to argue with anybody. Be it when I'm making video, be it when I'm talking to someone one-on-one. People around me know I don't have that time to start arguing with you. But where? I'll just draw your attention to the consequences of that thing and leave it to it. When I finish explaining it to your understanding, I've done my part. I've done my part. It's left for you. It's left for you. Consequences will teach you if you keep insisting, if you overlook what I am saying, if you underestimate the power of consequences. When it comes on you, you will remember this video. You remember that you once watched a video where a young man was charging us on consequences. Consequences is real. Very real. Anyways, I don't want this video to be much. What's the solution? I always start with the problem, explain it in a way that a 5-year-old will understand, and then summarize it with the solution. All my video, all of them. all my video. I highlight the problem in the society, address it, and profess solution. That if you follow it, you don't have any issue. So what's the solution? And this is a summary. The video is already going 20 minutes. This is a summary. Please think before you act. Anytime you are facing any challenge in life, any problem at all, before you react, before you take that action, it's your impulse that is pushing you. An impulse is very powerful. It's your impulse that is charging you to retaliate, to take action. Someone scratched your car, and all what you want is to come out and give the person a dirty slap. Can you calm down and process the consequences of your action after slapping the person? Can we do more of thinking? Can we take process serious? It's because we are not taking process serious. In everything that you do, let it pass through process. Let it pass through process. When it passes through process, you have enough time. You have enough time to think. And when you think, there is no way you will not be able to identify the consequences that will come if you take that action. Okay? We can do better. We can do better. We can always do better. We can always do better. Thank you very much. My name is Ebreso Kwaiswa, your revolutionary thinker. I'm here. I will always be doing the thinking for us. So just stay and learn. I have 2 more other videos I want to make. Basically, it's about culture, it's about agriculture, and maybe 1 more on morality. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.